Down. Okay, this is going to be a pretty short video. This is just about Peakfinder, right? And this video is going to be called Peakfinder Knows It's Flat. How you know that a website referencing something geometric, how you know they know it's flat is if they try to add in globe or try to add in something geometrically that is just doesn't exist in reality. We don't see it, we don't observe it, we don't measure it. Look at, this is the Rocky Mountains, right? If you look across here, you have all these different mountains, right? And even Peakfinder start bringing around the circle, and that's, I don't mind bringing around the circle in an azimuth. But you have all these different mountains here. And as you can see, all of these lines, every one of them are parallel to each other, right? All these vertical lines are parallel to each other. They're all the peaks of those mountains, right? Now, if I just go to here, how wide are the Rocky Mountains? I could have said length, I just said width, right? The width of the Rocky Mountains varies greatly by location, ranging from about 70 miles, 110 kilometers wide in parts of Canada, to nearly 370 miles, 600 kilometers wide across Wyoming and Utah. According to the US Geological Survey, the total chain spans over 3,000 miles, right? So it's quite an area, right? Now, if we just go back here, and I go to here, right? Right, elevation above ground, right? This is the oil line elevation, whatever. So it's 2,850 meters. Now, I'm just going to go up a bit, right? Up to about 4,753 meters. Now, you can already see a curve happening here, right? Where does that come from, Peakfinder, right? So I go again. I go up to 6,229 meters, right? Now, what's that in feet? So what was it? What was it again? Sorry. 6,229. Okay, 1 second now. So 6,229, right? And we convert that length, meters to feet. So 20,436 feet, right? So let's say we go, let's just say we go to 38,000 feet, right? Or make it, let's go all the way, let's go to 40,000 feet, right? And we'll turn that into, we'll convert that in length into meters, right? So I'll go feet and meters, convert 12,192 meters. So the average airliner, commercial airliner, the bigger ones, fly between 35,000 and 43,000 feet. So 40,000, 39 to 40,000 would be some kind of an average. So this would be the height of an average height of a commercial airliner when they're flying from A to B, right? 12,192 meters. So let's go back to here. Let's bring it up. So up to 12,000, right? 900 and whatever meters. Let's bring it back a little bit, right? So that's close on it. That's about 39,000 feet. Now, when are we flying at 39,000 feet and seeing this big curvature? We don't, right? We never see it. And I tried to use this to come out. I can't. I can go in with it, but look, right? And it shows curvature. That we don't see this. It doesn't exist. The plane doesn't fly over this curvature. Pilots don't have to deal with it because it doesn't exist. It's not there. None of this is happening. Yet all of these, look at all these lines, they're all parallel to each other. They're all parallel to each other, right? Which means that all the peaks are parallel to each other. Because the zenith, these are all the zeniths from these peaks. They're all parallel to each other. Yet they're trying to add in a curve. You can't have parallel zeniths and have a curve, number one. Number two, when does anyone see this from an airplane? Unless maybe through the windows and lenses can curve it a little bit. Nobody sees this from an airplane. You look at even Jay Tolan Media, what he did with the P900 he had, with the P900 with the infrared, Nobody sees this. No pilot, no anyone sees this because it doesn't exist. Right? Now, maybe if we're on a globe, that's what things would look like. But we're not on a globe. But obviously, Peakfinder are trying to give people the impression that we are. No, Peakfinder, you're lying. You're liars. This is not what people see. Right? So they're telling the truth with these parallel zeniths, right? Which means parallel zeniths means they're all vertical and they're all parallel. And the distances between them are horizontals. So just on a smaller scale, if you look at this here, this is just over hills and stuff now, on a much smaller scale of surveying here. But if you imagine that these are all those zeniths, that these are all horizontal distances between them, all the horizontals are parallel to each other and all the verticals are parallel to each other. Now we know horizontal and vertical can't exist on a globe. I was the first person to start pointing this out, if I remember correctly. There cannot be horizontal and vertical on a globe because those orientations are impossible on a globe. You can't have parallel anything on a globe. But the point is that this is what, on a smaller scale, this is what those zeniths would look like. So if you just put this on it to a bigger scale, it's the same thing, just bigger distances, bigger area. So when Peakfinder are showing you this heap of rubbish, no, Peakfinder, nobody sees this because it doesn't exist. Stop trying to bend reality and gaslight people into thinking and gaslight yourselves into thinking that it's a globe. It's not. You give yourself away with the parallel zeniths, right? Because they're parallel. If all the zeniths are parallel, that means they're vertical. That means there's horizontal distances between them. That means you're lying, Peakfinder. When nobody sees this, nobody accounts for this. You could not survey this. You could not survey the Rocky Mountains, right, with the tools that we do use for surveying over whatever length of time, right, and have a curve. It just couldn't work. Can't work. It's impossible because tools like theodolites, total stations, distance measuring equipment that comes with total stations, auto levels, all these kind of things, they all work in horizontal and vertical angles or azimuths or whatever. They wouldn't be able to have this. It's not possible. So Peakfinder are lying to you, just like other websites like Beyond Horizons are liar. Beyond Horizons, that's another crowd of liars. All these websites try to lie to people, try to gaslight themselves and gaslight us, the public. No, you will not. Like anyone can see that they don't say this. That's kind of redundant, but anyone who's been in an airplane will look out and go, I don't see that. You don't see it. You see a massive area when you look at that airplane window. Right? Sometimes it's a lot easier to see left and right, whatever distance you can see left and right, than you can see straight out in front of you. So the distance left and right will be greater often than the distance right out in front of you. And you just don't see that. It doesn't exist. So Peakfinder know it's flat, and that's why they have to try and add in a curve. This is what they do. They know it's flat, because if they weren't bothered about this, why are they adding in a curve that doesn't exist in reality? Why are they doing that? Why? Because they need people to believe in something that's not real. I'm sorry, Peakfinder. Your own zeniths give you away. There's no way around it. There is no curved Rocky Mountains. It's a joke. And your website, brilliant and all it can be, is also a joke because it's promoting a lie. Thanks for watching.